Hello and welcome back to another episode of Win as One, Gospel Love Edition. I am Caitlin.
I am Aramis.
And I am Coach D.
And today we are starting a new topic. We are starting the happenings of a healthy marriage. Yes. Identity, soul, fruit, and words. That's what you have up there.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So we were talking about this this past week on our Coffee in the Morning Club sessions. So healthy marriage.
Yeah, healthy marriage. One of the reasons why we selected that subject matter was because it is the most popular searched phrase as it relates to marriage on Google. Everyone wants to know.
You know I love Google.
Yeah, Google Queen. We call it actually the Google Queen. Right? Everyone wants to know how to have a healthy marriage. And so, from a faith-based perspective and a God-ordained perspective, I think it's important for believers and the church and those who look to the Lord as their king and as their governor and as their guide and as the kingdom as its governmental structure to understand what a healthy faith-based marriage looks like. And so we're taking on that subject matter over this the month of September, and really like diving into it. And as I thought on it, a healthy marriage starts with having a healthy identity and identifying with husbandry as we're supposed to, identifying with wifery as God intended. The divorce culture, by which you are at war with, whether you want to be or not.
Yeah.
You are at war with either you are fighting against it or you're absorbing or embracing or taking in the methodologies, the strategies, the tactics that will actually lead you to divorce. The Bible says like this: it was called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So the tree had some good to it and it had evil to it. But the result of it was what? Death, both from the good and evil. Divorce culture may have some good, and it has a lot of evil, but it's going to bring you to the same end. The good and evil brings you to the same place, divorce, right? And so you're at war with it, and you have to either be repelling its methodologies and its strategies and its ways and its tactics and best practices, or you embracing it. And so we established the culture of love, and the culture of love produces a healthy marriage. The divorce culture gives us perspectives on what a husband looks like, what a wife looks like. And so we want to present God's perspective. And we approached health from the standpoint of it's a priority to God, what health is. And so identifying with a husband, and as you know, if you watch this for any time, we like the husband, like that's where it all starts, right? It starts with you. And so we reveal some things to the community that a lot of the husbands were surprised by, that God identified as a husband. Like he identified as a husband to Israel. He said some powerful things, some heartbreaking things, right? About Israel forsaking him and wanting another husband, wanting a different husband. When he all the time thought he was your husband, right? God identified as a husband, and if you really look at it, in God identifying as a husband, he gives us a picture of what a husband looks like, operates like, loves like, functions like, does like, speaks like, comforts like. That's why he can say, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, right? So yeah, a healthy marriage is something that's important and critical, but we need to have God's perspective on what a healthy marriage looks like.
Right. I feel like a lot of people who would be Googling this are people who might already be in trouble. Like you Google how to have a healthy marriage when you realize, oh wait, I don't have a healthy marriage.
Some sick, some wrong.
Right.
Some wrong already.
Right.
That's why they're trying to figure it out. And I think most people run into the challenge of trying to have a healthy marriage. When a healthy marriage is really, it's an output.
Right.
It's not an input. It's an output. It's the result of. It's the outcome of a lot of other factors, what we call the happenings, right? The fruit of it, right? A healthy marriage is the fruit of a lot of other things that are in operation. Right. One of the things we use as kind of our metaphor for a healthy marriage is the human body. Yeah. And now the human body has 11 systems that govern its operation, its function. And when all those 11 systems are in operation and are operating properly, you have health. You have a healthy body. If one of those systems break down or is dysfunctional, then you won't have a healthy body. So it's the same with marriage. Marriage has operating systems that govern it. Right. If you understand how to operate those systems and you operate in those systems, it'll produce a healthy marriage. If you understand the laws, okay, one of the things we talk about when it comes to communication, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things we share is we talked about was if you fight to understand your mate more than you fight to be understood, communication will be healthy.
We learned that the hard way. We learned that the hard way. We still do it sometimes.
Folks fight. They fight to be understood.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. But if you fight to understand your partner, I love. Well, the reason I love hearing. I love listening to people. One, because God told me when I first got saved, He said, son, if you listen to people, you can. Because I always struggle. I wanted to know whether or not folks were saved or not. Like I just wanted to know. And you don't ask me, are you saved? What they gonna say? Nah. I mean, if they think they are, they gonna say yeah. If they go to church,
right,
but the Lord said, if you just listen to people, if you want to know whether or not a person is in faith, just listen to them. If you want to know whether or not a person is in love, just see your words reveal the nature of who a person is. So I just love listening to people. So I'm always listening to understand, because I want to understand, I want to know. So most folks don't, when they're in a dialogue, especially with their mate or with their husband or their wife, and they want to get their point across. They want you to understand them. Right. When that's poor communication, right? Communication that's motivated by love is I want to understand you. I want to understand where you're coming from, which then will better help me to communicate to you where I'm coming from. Right. Oh, I see why she can't hear what I'm saying, because she's thinking this. Okay, well, let me say it like this. Right. When I say it like this, oh, she get it now. One, because when I'm saying it, inherent in what I'm saying is her, oh, he heard what I said. He heard what I said. Mm-hmm. He listens to me, which then will cause her to want to listen to you. Right? Multiplier. Yeah, multiplier. Right.
I think going into the identity portion, it truly is. It's the mindset. It's how you're identifying. Because if you're identifying as a lover, if you're identifying as love, right? We're made in the image and likeness of God, right? So we are love, right? Mm-hmm. If you identify in that way, there's almost a release of, like, it's so easy to kind of let go of what we tend to hold on to, which is whatever it is that frustrated us or put us in a position of pain or anguish or anger or whatever. You know, when we just have that at the forefront of our minds, if that's in us, if we're putting ourselves in a position to constantly hear stuff that leads us in that direction, it's easy to let go of, well, she ain't listening when I talk, or she ain't, she won't hear me. She always want to, debate this. Like, it's easy to let that go and just be like, what caused her to think that?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? What is it? What is it that I said or did that caused her to react that way? And especially as a husband, that's ultimately important, because any direction that the communication goes is on me to begin with. Mm-hmm. You know,
9 times out of 10. Every now and then you get,
I get a break.
Every now and then folks get a break. 9 times out of 10, we can always trace it back to the husband, what he didn't say or what he did say.
So I'll let you let me know when that is.
Yeah, good. There you go. I like that.
So,
good.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it speaks to where the root is, right? The fruit is going to tell you where the root is. Mm-hmm. And ideally, if we're putting ourselves in a position to have healthy roots, if we're grounded in the Word, if we're believing right, if we're hearing right, if which will produce right speaking, like that'll change the willingness or the resistance to, I guess, letting go of me wanting to make you understand, or me wanting to be understood first and get my point across first. Like, all this stuff becomes secondary. You know what I mean? Like, you've always had a mentality like, yo, how can we just get through this? Like let's just, I just want to get back to loving. And I think that is the lover's mindset. That's the lover's mindset. You know what I mean? We should all have that. We should all have that.
Yeah, that reminds me what we say. We say the agony of the lover is not being loved. The agony of the lover is not being able to love.
Yeah.
Like, that's the agony. Like, now you've grown to a whole nother level, right? The child agonizes over not being loved. The boy agonizes over not being loved. The little girl agonizes over not being loved. But the woman agonizes over not being able to love. The man agonizes over not being able to love. Childs agonize over not being loved. We have to make the transition. The boy agonizes over not being understood. The man agonizes over not understanding. That's the difference. The woman agonizes over not being understood. The wife agonizes over not understanding her husband. Like, I want to know you. That's what the Bible says. It says, husbands, dwell with your wives according to what you know about them. Most husbands don't know enough about their wife to dwell with them to the point to where their marriage can be healthy.
Right.
Because they're more concerned about, well, what she know about me.
Right.
Grow up, man.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it on this level, they don't know or understand the fullness or the power of love if they're still thinking like that.
Oh, we got something for them. We got something for them.
Yeah. You want me to go get it?
Go get it. Yeah, go get that thing. Go get that thing. We got something for them. We got something for them. We got something for them. Yeah, we got something for them. Go ahead. We got something for them. It's called What Love Is. Let me put it over here. It's called What Love Is. This is our proof copy, right? So this is a revelation of what love is. And I'm going to tell you what inspired this revelation. I was listening to a preacher surrounded by a stage full of men. And they were talking about marriage. And they were talking about the challenges of being a husband and the challenges of being married. And the preacher man stood up in his official preacher man voice. And they got on the subject of love and marriage, and the preacher man said, well, it takes more than love to make marriage work. And there's probably somebody out there right now telling me, yep, Well, guess what? You just as wrong as the preacher was. As Aramis just said, they don't know love. For you to say that,
right?
You don't know love.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not a big deal. You just don't know love. Now, I question whether or not you should be in the pulpit if you don't know love. But you don't know love. Well, I said, Lord, I can't allow that. They're misrepresenting you. Because the Bible says God is love.
Yeah.
So you saying God ain't enough to stop y'all from arguing? You saying God ain't enough to get y'all sex life together? You saying God ain't enough to get y'all on one accord? God ain't enough?
He'll back off of that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean like, but you're not
Right.
thinking that
Yeah,
far.
yeah, no, you're not. See,
Right.
see, they relate love to a feeling.
Mhm.
I feel good. That ain't love. Love is not a feeling. We break it down and we say love. I can't remember what I said. Half the stuff I don't even remember what I wrote. It just be coming. Love is not what did I say. Love is not an emotion, but it inflames your ability to emote. I think I said it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Still sound good either way.
Yeah.
Something like, but it's not a feeling, right? So for those who don't know love, you need to get the devotional.
So good.
Go to DeMarisJohnson.com.
So good.
Go to and get the devotional. Listen. Subtitle: Love like you've never heard it before.
Right.
31 days.
31 days.
31
I
days.
couldn't put it down.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
it's-
honest.
yeah,
I read
yeah.
15 in one day. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah, I couldn't put it down either.
It was good. It was good.
I mean, it was.
It's a lot, though.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
lot.
You got to stop and think, and like 'cause
Yeah.
we say some things about love that most folks never
It
even
challenges.
consider. Yeah,
Because it challenges the divorce culture.
very much so.
Everything you've taught. Everything you've been taught, I should say.
Yeah,
It's like.
I like what you
mind-blowing.
said. You said it makes you wanna love.
It makes you want to love. Yeah. It opened my mind. Like the door opened and this whole new meaning of love came inside. And it makes you want to love harder. It makes you want to be everything that you now know
Love
you can
is.
be
Yeah,
and what
yeah.
love is.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
no. I'm excited. I can't wait to get the order in, and we went through it. We proofed it. We've got to make a few changes, but it should be ready. It should be ready by next week. So
As soon as it's ready, we will have the link
yeah,
in the bio for
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Because I think this is really this should be a staple in any marriage.
I mean, right,
personally.
like it's like marriage is made for lovers.
No doubt.
When God crafted the mechanism of marriage, He had lovers in mind. The demands of marriage derive from the nature and traits of a lover.
Mm.
So what does that mean? What marriage demands of you has already been built into man.
Yep.
So
If
what's
we were
hard
made
about
in
it?
the image and likeness, then it's in there.
It's
Right.
built into you already.
It's in
Right.
Marriage was designed after God says, I'm going to make him like me. I'm going to make them lovers.
Right.
Now I'm going to build a mechanism for a man and a woman to come together and enjoy the intimacies, the pleasures, the power, and the purpose of their oneness. And I'm going to call it marriage. But he designed it based off of who they already are,
Right.
what I've already put inside of them.
People are confusing what's hard. It's not marriage that's hard.
It's not marriage that's hard. It's not marriage that's complicated.
It's your hard-headed self that's hard.
That's right, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So we have to see it like that. So the solution is not to change marriage like we're trying to do,
Right.
and change the aspects of marriage and change the responsibilities,
Change the rules
and the
of marriage.
rules and the rules. That's
Yeah.
not what you change.
Yeah.
Right.
You help people become who they already are.
Right.
You help them to identify identity, healthy marriage, to who they already are.
Right.
Lovers. It's simple. I tell you, I can fix it in one move. 99% I can fix it in one move. Teach them how to identify as lovers. All that other stuff falls into place.
Right.
But if we got folks from the pulpit
Oh my goodness.
talking about you need more than love to make marriage work, no wonder we sick.
You should send them a copy.
I'm definitely sending them a copy. And I'm gonna tell them this. I'm gonna tell them. No, I was telling them this the other night. I'm gonna tell them he inspired me. I put it on the back. I put it on the back of the book. Love is the only revelation a husband and a wife need to have a healthy, happy, and peaceful marriage. Love is more than enough to make marriage work. From the day I heard a pastor declare to his congregation, you need more than love to make marriage work, I knew there needed to be a more comprehensive presentation of love and bring clarity and understanding to what love is and the transformational power the transformational power of love that never fails.
You called him out.
Right? I'm gonna tell him you inspired this book.
Wow.
I'm gonna just be honest. I mean, he said it publicly.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to hide it. Not only did he say it publicly, he cut it up and he put it on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
For everybody, he think he said something. He think he said something powerful. Right. People only put stuff on Instagram from their sermons that they think they said something that's going to get people's attention. He thought he said something that was revolutionary.
Right.
He's dead wrong. He's can't get no more wrong.
Right.
That's pretty much all they say in divorce culture too.
Yeah, because they don't know better.
Right.
Now I expect the worldly folk to say it. I'm talking about the pastor of a mega church. I'm not talking about. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And we wonder why our divorce rate in the church is just as high as the folks that don't know the Lord. Listen. How much sense does this make? The divorce rate in the community of people that's supposed to know love, that's supposed to be in love, that are filled with the love of God, that is supposed to know God in the breadth, the length, the depth, and the height of love. Run around here talking about love ain't enough.
Well, I mean, you pointed it out right there. You said they're supposed to know that. Are they really hearing that? Are they really being taught that?
Well, obviously, this preacher ain't.
Exactly.
This preacher don't know better. For him to be saying it like that.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, we all miss it somewhere. We all lack knowledge to some degree.
But that's a big miss.
But that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
You talking about God. You talking about the identity of who God is.
Yeah.
God is love.
Right.
And you gonna say it's not enough?
Right.
You gonna say it's not enough? Like how?
Because he don't know him.
Because he don't know. He can't. That's on and that's being merciful.
Right.
He don't know. He don't know. I mean, that's just what he might know 10 times more than I do when it comes to whatever it is that he know more than I do. But when it comes to this stuff here, we got. Oh, I gotta read this. I'm gonna read this. This is how we start the thing off, right? Day one, and this will fit the preacher. The greatest revelation man can have is that of love. The greatest awareness one can have is that of love. The greatest knowledge one can possess is that of love. The greatest degree of understanding one can put together is how to love. The greatest grade of wisdom one can gain is when to love. The greatest aspect of mastery in life is that of loving. The problem with most is that they speak of love before love reveals itself to them. They need to be quiet. They need to be quiet. These are they that only speak of love from awareness. They don't know it. They're aware of it, but they don't know it.
Right.
So you got folks speaking about love, but love has never revealed themselves to them. Them going to be the same folk that they, when it's time to meet the Lord, he gonna say, "I don't know you. I don't know you. Well, Lord, didn't I do that? Yeah, you might have did all of that stuff, but it wasn't by me.
Right.
Didn't I build a big mega church? Didn't I? No, yeah, you did all that, but it wasn't by love.
Yeah,
it wasn't by love, right? Marriage is made for lovers. That's why marriages are failing, because we haven't taught God's people how to identify with who they are at their essence. We start hacking at the leaves and the fruit when they come to us. No, it's just get them to identify as lovers. All that other stuff, the fruit will die off and fall in place. Yeah. So we got something for them.
Yes.
We got something for them. It's to identify. Yeah, I'm super excited. And this is what will produce healthy marriages.
Right.
Right? It has to start in the church. Yeah. Like, we're the salt of the earth. We're the light of the world. We're city on the hill. We're the leaders. We're the movers. We're the shakers. We're the trendsetters. We're the transformational entity that God has put in the earth to lead folks out of darkness and into the glorious light of his dear son. And the healthy marriage begins with identifying and getting our identity as husbands from God and not from the movies.
Right.
Getting our identity as husbands from God and not from the music that's being produced.
Right.
not from the reality TV shows that show husbands acting all opposite of how they should be acting.
Right.
Right.
I think our divorces have a bigger impact in general on the divorce culture than of the worldly people.
No
because
doubt.
if they can't stay
Can't
married,
get it right, then why we even gonna try?
Let's not even get married.
Right. They run around here talking about Jesus is Lord and singing and dancing and the Holy Ghost and all this stuff, but we're divorcing faster than the folks outside the church.
Right.
Right.
Would you? I was just thinking about this just now. It just kind of clicked for me. Right. Would you say that because essentially what we're talking about is the difference between believing and religion, faith life and religious life, right? We were talking before we came on set about how there was
two trees.
Yeah. Right, but they were identical. Right?
Most folks don't understand that. Yeah,
but there's a huge difference, and if you look at how religion is built, it's a representation of.
They can look like twins.
Right.
The life of a real bona fide believer. They go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. They pay their tithe. They praise God and they worship. A religious person who don't know God can do the same thing. Can be at church every Wednesday, every Sunday. Can pay their tithes and give their offerings. They can be worshiping God, and they look identical.
Right.
They look the same.
Yeah.
One gonna say, "Man, I don't know you. I ain't know who you was, man. I don't know what you was doing. All that stuff you was doing, I don't know." The other gonna say, "Come on in."
Yeah.
But they look the same. I'm convinced of this. I can't wait to see it. Folks, we think gonna make it in. Folks, we think gonna make it in. They're gonna be busting hell wide open. They're gonna split that thing wide open.
I can't stand when you say that.
They're gonna bust it wide open. They're gonna be there. Folks who we think gonna bust it wide open. Come on, man. You come with me. Because they look identical from the outside. Once you get on the inside, though, you can tell the difference. Once you listen to them.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's about what they believe.
I ain't got nothing. Yeah. I ain't got nothing. It's all sounding brass and tingling cymbal. That's what the Bible says. That's what the Word of God says. They sounding brass and tingling cymbal.
Tingling cymbal.
That's what it say. Let me read it to you. That's what it say.
I've never heard the noise called that.
Yeah, that's what the Word say. I'm gonna give it to you straight from the Word. First Corinthians chapter 13.
Learning something new every day.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you what it say. Though a man speak with tongues and men, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. See, love. See, what does a sounding brass and tinkling cymbal do?
This is make noise. It's
loud. But yes, it's loud. But for how long?
Doesn't it vibrate or something?
Yeah. But see, the idea behind it is though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels and have not love, I become as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. All those things, they emit a sound, but eventually, what happens?
They wear out.
They dissipate. They come to an end. Love don't come to an end.
Yeah.
Love don't come to an end. Love is endless. Ain't no time in love. Ain't no space in love.
Right.
That thing is forever. Love is eternal. They just sounding brass and tingling stuff. They sound good. They sound loud. They get people running around the church. But then when it's all said and done, they ain't got nothing.
Right.
That's why they need the midweek services.
Yeah, and it's just in the moment. It's just in the moment, right? See, speak of tongues and angels. That's in the moment. What happened when ain't nobody around?
Yeah.
How you treat her when ain't nobody around?
Yeah.
How you love her when it's just y'all and the children at the house? When D come around though, how it go? It's different.
Right.
Yo, D, when you around, he different, of course. Yeah. He trying to impress D.
Yeah.
You need to be trying to impress God. Because he can't escape him. They just sounding brass.
Right.
Tinkling cymbal. What's this sounding brass? It sound good for a minute.
This is going to go on the whole rest of the day now.
It sound good for a second.
Right.
After that, it dissipate.
Yeah.
Well, we
Ain't
are
no love in
coming
that.
to a close.
Yeah, ain't no love in that thing.
No
Man.
love.
This sounding brass thing. Let's go on for a second.
Coffee in the morning club. Moving right along.
Any last thoughts before we close out for today?
I thought this was good. I thought this was really
Yeah, no, it's real good. I mean, what love is, man. That dominates. I mean, you really want to get into a healthy marriage, you got to know what love is.
Yeah.
If you don't know what love is, then you're wasting your time.
Yep.
Right.
You're just wasting your time. You talking about marriage?
Right.
It sounds simple, I know. But just ponder it, please. Ponder it. Ponder it.
It was built to be that simple. I think that's the part that gets mistaken, is that like, well, it sounds too easy. It's too good to be true. Yes, that's the way it was meant to be.
Right, right. Yeah. Marriage is made for lovers. Right. So the solution to having a healthy marriage is be a healthy lover.
That's it.
It ain't rocket science.
Right. Google have you think it is.
Google have you thinking all kind of stuff.
All right. Well, for this and more, coffeeinthemorningclub.com. We have these conversations in so much more detail. Yeah. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 a.m. Visit
Eastern
the website.
Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
That's important because
someone called us out.
Yeah. We got folks come from California at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, very early. But it is so worth it.
It's worth it.
They get up 5 o'clock happily.
I mean, be the first ones on.
Yeah.
Sister Brandy be the first one on.
Yep. Yeah, and Lady Law.
Lady Law, yeah, that's Sister Brandy. Same
I thought you said Brian.
Oh, no. Sister,
okay.
they'd be first one on.
Right.
At Detroit Twang.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. We will see you next week with more conversation.